From In Wheel Time, this is the Car Review of the Week, an in-depth look into the latest rides by the award-winning experts at In Wheel Time. Here's Mike Mars.
Mars is back in the studio this week, fresh back. How did the family reunion go?
Went really well. We dodged a bullet on all the tornadoes and flooding. It all kind of came in after we left, so it worked out really well.
Good. Ford Expedition. It's a nice car.
It is. You know, that's the one I drove up to the Tailpipes and Tacos event with all the gear and stuff, and I would have liked to have had it to drive to Oklahoma for the family reunion.
Timing is everything, Mars.
Yeah, just bad timing on my part. So what we're talking about is the full-size SUV from Ford, and it does come in 6 different trim levels, starting with the XLT, and it goes all the way up to the Platinum. We had the limited edition, so it's just one step down from the Platinum. And it actually comes in 2 different lengths, what they call the trim level, for example, the limited we had, and then you can have a limited max, which is about 12 inches longer. So it gets more into that
limited max,
full-size suburban type length thing. So depending on how you have it set up, you can have 7 to 8 passengers in it. And it's really a pretty much a luxury SUV, if you will. And it was all new in 2018. So for 2019, it's kind of a carryover, but it added a Stealth Edition package, which sounds interesting, but we didn't have that. So a lot of people look at it and say, well, this is all based on the F-150 because the infrastructure, the frame and stuff is, but the exterior is really styled more to the CUVs like the Explorer and the other things. So when you look at that, you're going to see that familiar front fascia that's to that Explorer CUV model line. And so it's going to have the automatic headlights, the 5-bar grille, and the LED tail lights. And if you look at it from a profile, from the side view, it's really going to look more like a CUV than what it is, the truck model that it works with. So it's got the power deploying running boards, tuck up underneath the body, kind of fold into the body lines. It's really cool. Got a panoramic sunroof on it. We had the special edition 22-inch black aluminum wheels, which really set it off on that red that the paint was. We got into the interior, so we had the leather trim seats. We had the front seats were heated and ventilated. The second row seats are actually heated as well. And they've got a power tip and folding function to them. So
on the second row?
On the second row.
How cool.
And then you get into the third row, and it's also power folding.
Did you get back there?
No, I didn't.
Mars,
I just had...
how could you review a car if you don't go all the way back to the back?
If I go back there, somebody's going to have to come and get me. Getting in and out of those third rows sometimes is a little bit, at Don's age, it can be an issue.
Out of your league.
Exactly. Yes. So we also had the Sync 3 system in this at the limited level, and it came with the 360-degree camera, the round view. And the more I see of those, the more they refine that, the better off it is. I mean, literally the kids could walk across in front of it, and it would pick them up, and it would set off the alarms like you're going to hit something. And it was really, from a safety measure, it was really cool. Plus, when we had all the radio gear in it for the remote we were doing, it created a big blind spot. You really couldn't see out the back or the side, so it was really good to be able to see around it and see where I was at and what I was doing. We had the 3-zone climate control, the 9-speaker Bang & Olufsen audio system in it.
Bang & Olufsen.
Oh, Bang & Olufsen, I think it is.
Yeah. Anyway, it sounds pretty good.
Oli from Sweden.
So, again, we had a lot of cargo in there. So it's got 20.9 cubic feet behind that third row. But if you drop the seats, which is what we did, it had 104.6 cubic feet of cargo space. So we pretty well filled that up with all our gear. And it was really nice to be able to get it in there out of the weather. Now, to make all this work and get down the highway, it's got a 3.5-liter EcoBoost twin turbo under the hood, V6. That's the only option you got.
It's the only engine available.
That's it. 375 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque out of a V6. Now, it, too, was backed by a 10-speed automatic like Don's Tahoe was earlier. And, again, same thing. You know, we've got some vehicles, got one coming up that we're going to talk about. The lower horsepower seems to cause that 10-speed to try and make up for that lack of horsepower, but we didn't have that problem. There's more than enough juice here. It would find the gear, and it would stay with it.
And that twin-turbo EcoBoost V6 is a great little engine.
And they're using it on a lot of things. So, and it works really well, and you may think, well, that's not quite that much in an Expedition, a full-size SUV, but they've been putting a lot of aluminum into this thing, so it's about 300 pounds lighter than it used to be. So that allows that V6 to really have some responsive acceleration in it to go along with the steering and stuff. So it's a very nice ride and drive. It doesn't feel real heavy like the old SUVs used to. And it also has an independent rear suspension setup with adjustable shocks that really set into that ride and drive feel. You get out on the highway or even around town. You got a little body roll. It's a big vehicle. But it's not anything that you can't live with. It's not a race car by any means. So if you're looking for something to compare it to, again, you're looking at the GM twins, such as the GMC Yukon. It's going to start at about $49,600. But you can also look over at a Nissan Armada that starts at $47,100, or even a Toyota Sequoia that starts at $49,000. Now, you can get a base Expedition at $52,130. Now, that's the base XLT model. Now, our test base is the limited edition was at $63,015, but we also had a few options that pushed it up. Just a few. That pushed it up to $70,240 MSRP as tested, which puts it right in line with the other vehicles, like Don was talking about that one, the Tahoe earlier. Puts them all kind of in that category.
Same ballpark.
Yeah. So you got to kind of, now you've got a lot of options. If you're in that market, in that segment, you've got several options to look at that are going to still be able to get that kind of fuel economy. I don't even think I mentioned that. 24 on the highway is what it was rated, and combined was 20 between the 17 on the city.
And what did Leadfoot get?
I actually got almost 21 out of it for the week. But I was running the highway a lot, back and forth to Houston. So they're all right in there. So if you're really looking in that segment, you need to look at all of them.
See and hear other weekly reviews from the award-winning experts at In Wheel Time.